Hello and welcome to another Steps of Sussex live channel episode. Today, I can't believe it, it is the 20th of December 2020. I have to keep checking the date because literally this year has just flown by, December has just flown by. I hope you're all having a really amazing run up to Christmas. I know for a lot of you, it is going to be challenging because of all the different restrictions that are coming in place, possibly in your area. I know they have for us here in the UK. So I just wish you all the best. Now, why I am doing this live pop-up chat today, because literally just there has been an announcement of the first major Archwell project. So I got this news literally 6 minutes ago. I have an article come up, which is the source article. I will be reading and reacting to this right now. So I haven't read all the details myself yet, so you are going to get my genuine reaction to this as I'm reading it out. Also, we are going to be talking about the out-of-court settlement from the photographs, from those paparazzi photographs that were taken of Meghan and Archie whilst they were in Canada. So I think we should start at the very beginning. How did I find out about this story? Well, I was on Twitter browsing and I was looking at an Omid Scobie's account, and sure enough, 7 minutes ago, he tweeted, Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan have announced Archewell's first major project, helping fund new community relief centres and an international it's for Chef Joseph Andrews, I think is that, and WC Kitchen, an international non-profit that feeds and provides to people in disaster-stricken areas. And he posted a statement, but I'm going to read the statement from the actual article. So let's head on over to the article and I will just read it. So the article is on Bloomberg and it's under the food section. Sorry about the glare from my glasses. If I tilt them, it might not be an issue. Meghan and Prince Harry announced partnership with World Central Kitchen. The Duke and Duchess... I'll start again. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are helping to fund the creation of 4 new relief service centres. Well, first of all, my initial reaction to this news is that it doesn't surprise me that one of the first major projects is about food, is about nourishment. Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, have spoken out about nourishment and food being so important, and of course we know that Meghan has an affinity with food from her TIG days. She used to post a lot and blog a lot about food, but also one of her first major projects within the UK was of course the Grenfell cookbook, the Hub Community Kitchen. So it doesn't surprise me that one of the first major projects is about food. I will continue. So this was posted at 3:15 GMT on the 20th of December 2020. Meghan Markle, they're still calling her Markle, but anyway, let's just read the article. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have picked a high-profile partner for the first publicly announced philanthropic project of their non-profit Archwell Foundation. On December the 20th, the couple announced that their 8-month-old foundation has started working with Jose Andres, I hope I said that correctly, and World Central Kitchen, the non-profit that feeds people in disaster-stricken areas around the world. So, they've obviously linked up with established people in the field, which I think is always quite a good way to do it, because then you've already got a good base and a good grounding in the field or in the sector that you're going into. So we might find out how they're going to help in a minute. I imagine it will be to do with fundraising to build these centres, but let's carry on. So the Duke and Duchess are backing a series of community relief centres for World Central Kitchen. The structures will be permanent, built to act as quickly activated service kitchens during emergencies, like natural disasters, with the ability to transition to community centres, schools and clinics. So, you know, I think they want it to be very reactive to whatever is going on with all different emergencies, I guess. The team sees the integrated approach as a way to promote more resilient local food systems. Again, not sure... Oh, it answered my question in the next bit. I was going to say, where are these going to be based? But the first of the 4 centres is being built on the Caribbean island of Dominica, which was hard hit by hurricanes Maria and Irma in 2017. It's slated to open in early 2021, so fairly quickly. The second will be set in Puerto Rico. The other 2 locations have not been announced. So very, very much kind of Caribbean based at the moment, but we don't know where the other 2 might be. The health of our communities depends on our ability to connect to our shared humanity, said Markle and Prince Harry. I really wish they wouldn't just keep calling her Markle. I mean, we haven't even got a Meghan Markle, it's just Markle. Markle and Prince Harry said in an emailed statement. So, some people ask how Harry and Meghan communicate with the media. Well, obviously we know that they have certain outlets that they are communicating with. There are certain British ones and tabloids that they are not. So they actually communicated this via email, an email statement. They said, when we think about Chef Andre and his incredible team at World Central Kitchen, we're reminded that even during a year of unimaginable hardship, there are so many amazing people willing and working tirelessly to support each other. World Central Kitchen inspires us through compassion in action. The Duke and Duchess would not comment on the amount of money they're contributing to the effort. The cost of each centre will vary depending on the location, but Nate Muck, CEO of World Central Kitchen, estimated that each setup would require an initial investment of at least $50,000 to get up and running. So again, just to clarify, we don't know if all of the amount is being funded by Archwell, or whether, in part. That we don't know. Whether or not we will get to know in the future, I don't know. So the couple confirmed that they will work with Andre to bring additional partners to build more community relief centres around the world. So again, very, very much, I suppose, not just based on Archwell money. The fact they want to bring partners on board is to kind of drum up more interest from other investors, I think. I mean, I'm sure that's what it means, to bring additional partners to build more community relief centres. So they are very much hoping that this expands, that this will gain attention, that this will interest more people that want to, kind of invest in this endeavour. Of course, non-profit wise. They said they don't have immediate plans to visit the centres due to the coronavirus restrictions, but plan to in the future, so we may see some upcoming visits. The design of each centre will be dependent on location. One of our greatest assets is being able to quickly spring into action to feed those in need after a disaster. World Central Kitchen has distributed 50 million meals in 17 countries since it started in 2010. In 2018, Andre was nominated for the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize. We are more energised than ever to continue this vital work, he said in an email, and we're proud that it will be hand in hand with Archwell Foundation and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I have come to know both of them well and believe that their values are directly aligned with what we stand for at World Central Kitchen. So basically he's hinting at this has probably been in development for a while, so much so that he's come to know both of them well. I mean, that only indicates that they have probably spent a lot of time together on this endeavour, and that is where the article ends. So I invite you to leave your comments and questions that you may have here, and I will try and read them and try and get through as many as possible. No, I think I might need to leave these back on. Lots of people saying greetings and happy Christmas. Betsy says World Central Kitchen is such a great organisation, and Chef Andre is doing a brilliant job. And Mary says, please like the chat at the top. Elliot is on top of this news. Yes, I mean, literally, this is like, this was about 15 minutes ago. Lisa says, what's going on with the court settlement? We'll get to that in a moment, but I'm not quite done with the first major Archwell project that has been announced. Okay, so my initial reaction, as I said at the start of this chat, I wasn't surprised that it was to do with food. That didn't surprise me in the slightest. It fits with the whole kind of nourishment, nourishment and food being at the heart of a lot of things, a lot of well-being, and of course Archwell, the kind of wellness of it as well. It just kind of fits, so I wasn't surprised. I think it is a really good linking up of a first major project. It's one, of course, where, like I said, they are drawing from already established charities that have a knowledge, a well-established practice in the area. So by working with someone that's already established, you can have quite a lot of impact quite quickly because they have the specialist knowledge, they have the specialist know-how, but what they don't necessarily have are the funds. That what they don't necessarily have is the attention shared on their platform. And of course, Harry and Meghan can use their platform to shine a light, to get more investment in. So it's not just about the money that Archwell is providing, and as that article said, we don't know how much they're putting in, whether it's the entire estimated $50,000 per unit or whether it's just partial. But I think crucially, this project is more than just the initial 4 centres. They want this to be kind of global. They want it to expand into a lot of areas. So 4 is just the start. I think really what they're hoping for is this outside investment. Not just what Archwell can do, but like I said, to try and get new partners on board. I think that is what this is all about. Kate says, such a needed project. Yeah, I agree. Our food lines are miles long for the first time in the USA. And Betsy says, this is such a good news. Thanks for talking about it. And Mary says, I'm so proud of the Duke and Duchess getting involved when they have had so much going on. I mean, this is a really good first project. I agree. I can't fault it. I'm sure somebody somewhere will try and find some kind of negative. Let's wait for the reactions from the different press and different reporters. But initially, I can't see anything that someone could kind of pick fault with. I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will find something somewhere, but I can't. I think it is a really, really good first project. It's needed. It's very current, especially with the pandemic. And of course, you never know when a natural disaster is going to hit. This is what this is about. It's about being responsive. It's about having the facilities there ready to act in case an emergency happens. And of course, like I said, with the COVID pandemic that we're going through right now, it's needed. So it is a very, very good project to be going on with. Sharona says, have you had a chance to get your PO box? Yes, I have indeed. Thank you so much, Sharona. And all I'm going to say is watch the weekly vlog tomorrow because the openings are in there. So yeah, I just thought it was a really, really good first project. I'm just trying to see if there are any reactions coming in about it. And let me just check some Royal Reporters Twitter accounts just to see if there's anything. Like I say, this is really, really fresh. So if you're watching this on replay, this has literally just been revealed. So I am just kind of looking to see kind of what some reactions might be. No. At the minute, no. I mean, it's still so fresh that no one's really tweeting about it. So maybe the next time I come on, we can talk about the reactions of the wider media in this. Right, I'm going to move on now to a story that kind of came about 2 days ago. And I wanted again to kind of leave this story to settle a little bit, because sometimes when it comes to legal action and legal action stories, sometimes more comes out after the event, after the initial story, which enables you to make a little bit more sense of the whole situation. So this is the news. By the way, that hasn't happened in this case. We haven't had any more news on the subject. So 2 days ago, we had the news that Meghan had settled the case over those Archie paparazzi photographs, which were taken by Splash UK news agency. And Splash has branches, of course, all over the world. So this was going through the court. It was when Meghan and Harry were in Canada, and she was out walking, and she was with Archie, and she was paparazzi photographed by Splash. So they had put in a legal claim, and they have apparently now settled it out of court. So Splash News and Picture Agency, which is in administration, has agreed not to take photos of her, meaning Meghan, Prince Harry or Archie, should it resume trading. So stop there, stop the article right there. So Splash has actually gone into administration, and I think that is why we are seeing a settlement out of court now. I'm sure we'll discover more as we go on, but if something is going into administration, literally, if you're trying to sue for money, it would be like getting blood out of a stone. So I think what Harry and Meghan have done have settled for the next best thing, and that is an assurance. Hopefully it's a legal assurance. I don't quite know. But anyway, the most you can expect is an assurance that, first of all, admitting that they were wrong in the first place, and secondly, that they won't do it again. And it seems like that's what they've actually got from this. So Meghan's solicitor said the photos were taken during a private family outing in a park in Canada. Splash administrators accepted the solicitor's comments, so they have agreed that it was a private family outing. The pictures were taken in Horse Hill Regional Park on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, on the 20th of January using a long lens, and showed Meghan walking her two dogs with Archie in a baby sling. I'm sure you all at least have heard of those photographs if you haven't seen them. They were plastered all over the internet. It was actually very difficult not to see them, especially if you were scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on Twitter. They were just there. So even if you didn't really want to support these paparazzi agencies, sometimes it was literally unavoidable seeing them because they were just there when you're scrolling. So the Duke and Duchess had set up a base in Canada at the time after announcing their intention to step back as senior members of the royal family and divide their time between the UK and North America. Well, we know all about that, and we know that they later decided to relocate to California and, of course, Montecito. Meghan brought privacy and data protection claims against Splash in March, both in her own right and with her husband Harry on behalf of Archie. So if you remember at the time, there was all this big stories about Archie suing the press. Well, it was Harry and Meghan on behalf of Archie. However, Splash UK went into administration on the 1st of July after the claim had been issued and served. Mr. Justice Nicklin heard details of the settlement at a remote High Court hearing. Meghan's solicitor, Jenny Affia, said that in light of the administration, the parties had agreed to settle the claim against the agency with Splash UK, agreeing not to take any photographs of the couple or their son should it come out of administration in the future. So they have an agreement, basically, that Splash, whether now or in the future, won't take paparazzi photographs of them. In fact, actually, I'm not even sure whether it's any photographs at all, because it just says photographs. So whether it's paparazzi or just photographs in general, I'm not quite sure of the detail on that one. Miss Affia told the court the couple's case was that the taking of the photographs was an unlawful invasion of privacy, and their subsequent syndication to the media violated their data protection rights. So they're saying that the reason that they were taking it to court was the unlawful invasion of privacy, and then distributing it, which was then violating their data protection rights. She said the couple held that when the photographs were taken, Meghan and Archie were on a private family outing in a remote rural setting, and that there was no public interest in the photographs. At the time, there was a lot of speculation and stories, speculative stories out there saying that Meghan was doing it on purpose. Had Meghan tipped off the press? And it obviously seems like that was not the case, because had it been the case where Meghan or someone on Meghan's behalf had tipped off Splash UK about her whereabouts, then Splash UK would have produced, you'd have thought they would have produced that evidence to kind of counteract this suing. that didn't come to light. So, in view of the fact that there was no evidence on the defence side from Splash UK coming forward, if you catch my drift, it kind of shows that it really was, I think, genuine paparazzi photographs. So I think that kind of lays all of those claims to rest, if you think about it logically in that kind of sense. So Miss Afia added it was a couple's case that a day before the photographs were taken, a Splash photographer made a full inspection, reconnaissance, I was trying to say the word, a full reconnaissance inspection of their private home, walking around it looking to identify entry and exit points and putting his camera over the fence to take photographs. So we know that the Daily Mail in the UK broke the whereabouts that they were in Canada in that particular location. Then it seems like Splash UK got wind of it, went to do basically a full recce of the home. They inspected the entry points, the exit points, and where all of the cameras, all the security cameras were. That in itself is quite sinister. I wouldn't like that. I mean, I must admit, I wouldn't like someone kind of casing out my home, looking where my doors were. No. That was pretty low, and yeah, that was not right. Neil Allen of the administrators of Splash UK accepted all that Miss Afia has said on behalf of the agency. A spokesman for the parent company Splash said, Splash confirms that one of its former companies has agreed that, should it begin trading again, it will not take unauthorised photographs of the family of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. A spokesman for Shillings, Meghan and Harry's legal representatives, said the settlement was a clear signal that unlawful invasion and intrusive paparazzi behaviour will not be tolerated, and that the couple takes these matters seriously, just as any family would. A simultaneous and similar claim against Splash US, Splash's UK's American sister company, is continuing through the UK courts, the spokesman added. The Duchess is also suing Associated Newspapers, publisher of the Mail on Sunday and Mail Online, over the publication of a letter that the Duchess wrote to her estranged father, Thomas Markle. In October, she was granted a postponement of the trial, which we all know about, which had been due to be held in January until autumn 2021. And of course, there is lots of ongoing speculation as to what personal reasons were given for this postponement of the trial. You would have thought that, especially with everything coming up with Archwell, all the projects, all of their business deals as well, you would have thought that they would have wanted to have cleared up the whole Thomas Markle letter issue that was going on. So it kind of leads everyone to believe that there is something big, as to why Harry and Meghan have decided to postpone that. We don't know what that is. Lots of people are speculating it might be a baby on the way. Of course, there's no official confirmation of that. But that's where a lot of people's minds are heading. So we will have to reserve judgment as to why that particular case has been postponed. Right, I'm going to kind of go down to some comments and kind of read up, I think. Lauren says, sadly, I don't think we will get any Christmas photos. Of course, we had a charity revealing their Christmas card last year, and so far we haven't had anything. But then it's still the run up to Christmas. They still could have sent a card out. It still might leak. They still might release one of their own. I don't know. Lots of people saying that they would like to get a new photograph of Archie and the Sussexes. Lauren says, unless, of course, the parent takes a child where they know there will be photos being taken. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, in the UK, I think the rules are slightly different in terms of it being a public place. But even so, you shouldn't kind of focus in on one child and then plaster it all over the papers. I think there are rules in the UK about that. But just kind of in general, you can take pictures in the UK of, for example, a park where children might be playing, but then you couldn't, necessarily post them online or, focus in on one particular child. There would be child protection issues as well as data and privacy. And of course, those photographs did focus in on one child. And obviously, Splash were not able to prove that it was anything other than a paparazzi kind of assault, I suppose, on Harry and Meghan. Mary says, I remember those photos. Right, I'm going to go down again and read some more comments. Laurie says, I believe if anyone is on private property, photos should be prohibited. Yeah, no, this isn't the private property photographs one. Of course, we had the other one about Doria pushing Archie on that push toy. That's not these. That was a completely separate issue. But anyway, public property is different, of course, and that's a choice. They chose a private life, glad they're fighting for it. Oh, Lauren says, I think it might have a lot to do with the COVID situation. Also, the travel could be complicated. Maybe, but then again, I suppose they could attend hearings virtually. But no, it makes sense to want to kind of clear up that issue quite quickly. But hey, there must be something maybe going on. Betsy says they are a lovely young family. My grandson and his parents are also. And Karen M says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will honour royal tradition and release a Christmas card of little Archie very soon. I think lots of people are hoping so, but whether or not they do, we will have to wait and see. Royal expert and author of Finding Freedom, Owen Scobie, claimed on the AirPod, did he? Well, I haven't listened to that. I mean, of course, it is typical that you would get a Christmas card released, but seeing as this is the first year where they are not officially working members of the royal family, we don't know. It could be different. Last year, again, we got the release of the card via a charity. So unless they've sent one to a charity and maybe told everyone not to release it, or literally someone just hasn't released it, or maybe they just haven't taken one. I don't know. And of course, this year they haven't got their Instagram. They haven't got those social media platforms. Of course, they could release them to the traditional media as well. That is an option. So I'm not saying no. I'm not saying never. But, we have only got a few days, 4 days to go before Christmas. So it's pushing it a little bit tight. But in saying that, we also haven't had the official Christmas card of the Queen yet. So... hey, everything's to play for, I guess. Mercury Angel says, it would be nice to get an update from the family directly, including a Christmas card, but it would be understandable if they didn't. I think most people would understand if they didn't. But also, equally, a lot of people would hope that we would get a Christmas card. I think lots of people want to see, an updated official picture of Archie, one that's not a paparazzi photograph. So yeah. That's kind of where we're at right now. By the way, we have 104 people watching. If you've enjoyed the news, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching on catch up, feel free to leave a comment on anything that I've mentioned today. Obviously, this all the news about their latest project, there may be more details released as time goes on. So the next time I'm on, if I hear anything different, I will obviously talk about it. But in a nutshell, I think that this is a really, really good first project and a good partnership with World Central Kitchen. Like I said, an established charity and organisation in this sector. So I think it's very, very wise to do that, especially for a first project, which kind of almost guarantees that the impact is going to be there. So yeah, I think it's really, really good. Lauren says, as they want privacy, I don't think releasing a Christmas card would make sense, really. Again, it's personal parental choice, I guess, as a couple. So I'm going to leave it here today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it and found the video useful, please give it a big old thumbs up, especially if you think that I have explored all the different possibilities as well as the facts. So, from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.